Hey everyone, and welcome. We're about to go on this incredible journey through cosmic history. Why? To uncover one of the most amazing truths about our own existence, our deep, fundamental connection to the stars.
So let me just start with a question for you, and it gets right to the heart of what we're talking about today. Have you ever really stopped to think about where the atoms that make you, actually came from? I promise the answer is way more spectacular than you might think.
To get that answer, we've got to go back, way, way back. We're talking about a time right after the Big Bang, when the universe was basically this dark, cold, and mostly empty place, just filled with this kind of neutral fog of gas.
The very first lights to switch on in all that darkness were a totally unique and now totally extinct generation of stars that astronomers call population 3 stars. You can think of them as the true pioneers of the cosmos, built from absolutely nothing but the pure hydrogen and helium left over from the Big Bang. And you can see here, they were a completely different breed from the stars we see today, like our Sun. The fact that they were metal-free, that's the whole key. Without any heavier elements to help the gas cool down and clump together, these primordial clouds formed absolute monsters, stars that were hundreds of times more massive than our Sun, and they were destined to live incredibly fast and die incredibly young.
So this was their first really big job. The intense, powerful radiation that poured out of these giants basically zapped that surrounding hydrogen fog, ionizing it, and making the universe transparent to light for the first time ever. I mean, you could say they literally switched on the lights across the entire cosmos.
But, as important as that was, their most crucial work, the real magic, was happening deep down inside their cores. This is where they became cosmic factories, creating the very ingredients necessary for, well, everything else.
In this onion analogy, it's the perfect way to picture it. As a really massive star gets older, it doesn't just burn hydrogen. Oh no, it develops these distinct layers, and each layer is its own fusion furnace, creating heavier and heavier elements as you go deeper.
It's like a one-way production line happening in shells. So you see hydrogen fuses into helium. Then when that starts to run low, the core squeezes down, heats up, and starts fusing that helium into carbon and oxygen in the next layer in. And this just keeps going, layer after layer, forging heavier elements all the way down to silicon, until the star's core builds up something it just can't burn.
And that's the crucial point. It all comes down to iron. You see, every single fusion step up to this point has released energy, right? And that energy is what pushes outwards, fighting against gravity's immense crush. But fusing iron? It's a game ender. It actually takes energy instead of releasing it. In an instant, the furnace just shuts off, that outward push vanishes, and gravity wins, catastrophically.
With all its internal support suddenly gone, the star's core collapses in on itself in less than a second, and this triggers one of the most violent, most spectacular events in the entire universe, a core collapse supernova.
And what's really cool is that astronomers can act like cosmic detectives. By looking at the light from the explosion, they can figure out what the star was like right before it died. So for example, if an element like hydrogen is totally missing from the blast, it tells them the star had probably already blown its outer layers off into space before the final explosion.
And this is the great cosmic giveaway. The explosion is so unbelievably powerful that it just blasts all those onion layers, all that newly made carbon, oxygen, silicon, and iron out into space, enriching the gas clouds of the galaxy for whatever comes next.
But what about the less dramatic stars? I mean, the huge majority of them, something like 97%, including stars like our own Sun. They aren't massive enough to go out with such a bang. Their ending is, well, it's a bit more graceful.
So instead of exploding, a sun-like star will eventually swell up into a red giant. Then, over thousands of years, it just gently puffs away its outer layers, creating this absolutely beautiful, glowing structure we call a planetary nebula. And all that's left behind is the star's tiny, dead core.
And that stellar corpse has a name. It's called a white dwarf. It's the collapsed core of the star that used to be, now just a smoldering ember made of carbon and oxygen. It's only about the size of the Earth, but it has almost the entire mass of the Sun packed inside it.
The material in a white dwarf is just mind-bogglingly dense. To give you an idea, if you could somehow scoop up a single teaspoon of it and bring it here to Earth, it would weigh 5.5 tons. That's about the same as a fully grown elephant. Just incredible. So really, when you boil it all down, a star's entire destiny, its life, its death, and what it leaves behind, it all comes down to just one thing: its mass when it was born. If it's big, it goes supernova. If it's smaller, it fades away and leaves a white dwarf.
Okay, so we've seen cosmic lighthouses, element factories, incredible explosions, but what does any of this actually have to do with us, right here on Earth? Well, it turns out, everything.
Because without these amazing stellar life cycles, the universe would still be pretty boring, made of almost nothing but hydrogen and helium. The raw materials for rocky planets like Earth, for water, for all of biology, they simply wouldn't exist.
And this right here, this shows you the direct family tree from the cosmos to you. Sure, the hydrogen in your body is ancient, from the Big Bang itself. But nearly everything else, the carbon in your DNA, the oxygen you're breathing right now, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, all of it, was forged in the heart of a star that lived and died long, long before our solar system was even a thought.
Think about that. Almost every single atom in your body has been through this incredible cosmic cycle. We are, literally, made of stardust. It's a process of cosmic recycling that's been going on for billions of years. Which just leaves us with one final, fascinating thought to ponder. What new things are the stars out there creating right now?